People often believe power comes from money, position, or authority. But real power comes from something much deeper. It comes from self-respect, from resilience, from the ability to stand strong when everything is trying to break you. Today's story is about a woman who had nothing, yet couldn't be destroyed by someone who had everything. So listen carefully, because this story might change the way you see strength. Her name was Maya. She worked as a maid in one of the biggest mansions in the city. Every morning before sunrise, Maya would arrive quietly, wearing her simple uniform, tying her hair neatly and starting her work without making a sound. She cleaned floors, washed dishes, organized rooms, and did everything she was told. But her life wasn't just hard because of the work. It was hard because of her boss, Mrs. Veronica Hale, a powerful, wealthy woman known for her cold personality. She didn't just expect perfection, she demanded it. And if anything went wrong, even something small, Maya was the one who paid the price. "Can't you do anything right?" Veronica would snap. "This is why people like you never move forward." Her words were sharp, cutting, constant. At first, Maya stayed silent. She needed the job. Her father was sick. Her younger brother was still in school. She couldn't afford to lose this income, so she endured. Day after day, insult after insult. But slowly, something began to change. Not outside. Inside her. One evening, after a long day of work, Maya returned home to her tiny apartment. Her father was resting. Her brother was studying under a dim light. She sat down quietly, exhausted. Her brother looked at her and said, "Didi, why do you let them treat you like that?" Maya didn't answer immediately. She just smiled softly and said, "Because this is not my final place." That night, while everyone slept, Maya opened an old notebook. Inside it were her dreams. She had always wanted to study hospitality and management. She wanted to one day run a place of her own, but life had forced her into survival mode. Still, the dream wasn't dead, just buried. From the next day, Maya started something new, something small. After finishing her work at the mansion, she began observing how things were managed, how schedules were organized, how guests were treated, even how mistakes were handled. She paid attention to everything, not as a maid, but as a learner. At night, she studied using free online resources. She read books from a nearby library. She wrote notes in her old notebook. No one knew. No one noticed, but she was changing. Quietly. Meanwhile, Veronica's behavior didn't improve. In fact, it got worse. One day, a guest complained about a minor issue. Veronica didn't investigate. She didn't ask questions. She immediately blamed Maya. "You've embarrassed me," she shouted. "You are replaceable. Don't forget that." That sentence stayed with Maya, but not in the way Veronica expected. Instead of breaking her, it strengthened her. Maya looked at her calmly and said, "Maybe I am replaceable here, but I am not replaceable in my own life." It was the first time Maya had spoken back, not with anger, but with dignity. Veronica was shocked, but she said nothing. Days turned into months. Maya continued working, continued learning, continued growing, until one day, something unexpected happened. The mansion needed someone to temporarily manage guest arrangements for an important event. The usual manager was unavailable. Everyone panicked. Except Maya. She stepped forward. "I can try," she said quietly. At first, no one took her seriously. But there was no other option, so they allowed her. And what happened next surprised everyone. Maya handled everything perfectly. The guest arrangements were smooth. The timing was flawless. Even difficult situations were managed calmly. The event was a success. For the first time, Veronica had nothing to criticize. After the event, Veronica called Maya into her office. There was silence for a moment. Then she said, "Where did you learn all this?" Maya replied calmly, "By watching, by learning, by not giving up." Veronica looked at her. Differently this time. Not with anger, but with something new: respect. But here's the truth. Maya didn't do all this to impress her boss. She did it for herself. And soon, a bigger opportunity came. One of the guests at the event had noticed her work. He offered her a position at a growing hotel chain. A better salary, better conditions, a real chance to grow. Maya didn't hesitate. She accepted. On her last day at the mansion, Veronica approached her. For the first time, her voice was softer. "You're leaving," she said. "Yes," Maya replied. Veronica paused, then said something unexpected. "I tried to break you, but you didn't break." Maya smiled gently and said, "Because I wasn't trying to survive forever. I was preparing to rise." Years later, Maya became a successful hotel manager, respected, confident, independent. And one day, fate brought Veronica back into her life. But this time, as a guest, their roles had changed. But Maya's nature hadn't. She treated Veronica with the same professionalism and respect she gave everyone. No bitterness, no revenge, just grace. Because true strength doesn't need to prove anything. My friends, life will test you. People will doubt you. Some will try to break you. But remember this: your situation does not define your future. Your response does. You can either let the world shape you, or you can shape yourself despite the world. Maya was just a maid, but she had something powerful. A vision, a mindset, a quiet determination. And that's why she became the one person her boss couldn't destroy. If you liked this story, don't forget to like, share, and comment what you learned from it. Because your support helps bring more powerful stories like this to life.